Floss Tube, welcome back to Off the Grid Needlearts from the Stash Pile, episode 8. Shockingly, number 8. Here I am yet again. So normally I put all of my Urgle Burgle at the beginning, but I had a few other things to say during my intro music, so bear with me. I'm going to try and remember it all. My name is Caroline. You can find me on Instagram as Off the Grid Needlearts. You can also check out my blog at www.offthegridneedlearts.com. I have a small business that I run with my sister-in-law Kathy called Ep.8, and you can find that also on Instagram at Ep.8, and we're on Facebook and Etsy, www.ep8.com. Can you believe it? What a week it's been. The weather here in southwestern Ontario has been absolutely, truly Canadian. We have had a heat wave that lasted for about 5 days, I think, where we had temperatures that with humidity felt like about 40 degrees Celsius. And now, the last few days, we are back to feeling like it is fall with risk of frost at night. And, it's truly crazy. So you may have, Canadians know there's a joke that goes around Facebook where it says weather in Canada, and each day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc., there's a different outfit. One day is you're dressed for the beach, and the next day you're dressed to go skiing at Whistler. So, it's been crazy. I won't say I'm sad to see the humidity go, because this is my kind of weather where you start to be able to wear hand knits and feel like it's time to be cozy inside by the fire with your stitching and a mug of something yummy. So, it's all good. So let's get to the stitching today. I have a lot to show you. I'm going to start with show and tell. I have a couple of things. The first thing that I wanted to show you was something older that I finished last year and had framed, and it's a Prairie Schooler. And I figured, I know it's almost Thanksgiving, but it's never a bad time to talk about Christmas designs. And this is one of my favorites. This is a Prairie Schooler, and I tried to find the pattern before I started recording, but it's somewhere lost in the stash pile. So I'm hoping that someone who recognizes this pattern can maybe pop the number of the booklet in the comments, and then I'll bump that comment up to the top in case you're interested. So it's a Prairie Schooler Christmas design. I'm pretty sure this one has not been brought out into a reprint yet, but I could be wrong. What do I know? But I really loved stitching this. This one was one of those rare projects that I was really monogamous when I was working on it, because I just loved watching it come to life, and I liked everything about it. The fabric that I chose was a 32 count even weave, and I used the recommended DMC colors that were charted for in the pattern. And I love it. Now you may notice that there is less glare on this piece, and that is because I forked out the extra cash for museum quality glass. And so there's a real noticeable difference in the quality of the reflection. There's hardly any there, and you can actually see the design quite well. So just a little close up there. Oh, love this one. So there you go. That's my Prairie Schooler Christmas piece. Again, hoping somebody recognizes the booklet number. The next thing that I have for show and tell is that I have a new finish, which I'm super excited about. I can't believe it. So you may all know I've been working on my Red-winged Blackbird, another Prairie Schooler piece. This is book 44, and these are 4 sort of Audubon style birds The pattern's called Birds and Berries. There's my red-winged blackbird. And I stayed up until 3 in the morning last night because I so wanted to finish this. And I did. I finished it. And I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to stitch the other 3 and frame them in a beautiful grouping. And I already know the spot where I want to put them in my house so that I can see them every day because I love them. So it's October 1st today. It's Sunday, October 1st. And I, as you have guessed, and as I have said before, I am a huge fan of birds. I love birds. And I always put my bird feeder out on October 1st. And I think some people probably say that's a little early, but I just can't wait any longer. So this morning, bright and early, I had my feeder out there and I filled it up to the brim, and I've already had a couple of visitors today. So that always makes me very, very happy at the beginning of the fall season. My bird feeder's back out. And I have a finish. Isn't it shocking? Can't believe it. There really is something to be said about these smaller pieces, right? I'll never give up my enormous projects, but I actually finished this in less than a year, which for me is saying something. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's it for show and tell today. Next, works in progress. Whips. I was mostly working on the bird this past week when I had stitching time. Just this morning, I got to some canvas work that I have been wanting to get back to for quite a while. And this is the from Nancy's Needle, Starry Skies, from her regional quilt series. Isn't it amazing? The colors in this. Now, you know, stitchers are so creative that a lot of times I have some friends who can look at a design and they say, I love the design, but that color doesn't really go with my decor. And so they'll choose their color scheme to colors that they love and that match where they would like to see this live for the rest of their days. I am a fan of blue. So I kitted this up exactly the way you see it. I have shown this before on the podcast. So just this morning, canvas work is so fast. It's so fast and it's so addictive. So just to show you, the last time I showed this design, I had the center, this square here. So the main star, and then all of this fill-in was done. And then this thin blue line was where I had stopped my stitching, okay? So that's what I had. I picked it up this morning, and I think I spent an hour, and look at how much I added. Can you believe it? Look, all of this outside border I did in an hour. I mean, that's quite a bit. Now, granted, the stitches are long, the coverage is great, but how satisfying to be able to have that much progress in an hour. I mean, it's really, I just love it. I have to be really careful because it is so fun to do and it's so addictive to see that progress. I can get a little bit obsessed with not putting it down. And because the canvas is quite stiff and the needle, I think this is an 18. This is an 18 needle, so you can see it's pretty big. It's pretty thick, it's pretty big to go through the canvas. And it can start to hurt my hand after a while, after I've been working on it for quite a while. So I have to make sure that I don't overdo it. Otherwise, I pay for it for about 2 weeks in my hand and my elbow. So, but boy, is that ever hard to put down because it's just so pretty. I love it. So I should spend more time with it, more frequently, less stitches at a time. And then it'll be done before I know it. So I wanted to show you something a little cute that I bought myself last year. I actually bought a few of these for myself and my girlfriend and my daughter because we are huge Grey's Anatomy fans. And I bought these needle minders. I know, it's McDreamy. I also have a McSteamy, but I didn't, he's hiding somewhere on another project. So he keeps my needle on his backside. Isn't that cute? I purchased these from, I want to say her name is, the business, her little shop is called Lisa S. Stitches. I will make sure that I find her link and I will put it at the bottom here so that you can go and see. She didn't have any of these available, but all I did was I messaged her on Facebook and I said, could you make me a few of the Grey's Anatomy needle minders? And she did, and she mailed them all the way from England, and they were very reasonable and super cute, and I tucked them in my daughter's stocking. So McDreamy holds my needle for me and keeps me company while I stitch. So next I'm going to need an Outlander button needle minder. She probably makes those too. Then he could keep me company. Jamie Fraser. Do you watch Outlander? Whew. Sometimes I think it's too grown up for me to watch. Anyways, so yeah, that's my canvas work. Now, I have had some questions on, the last time I showed this, I had some questions on canvas work, and they ran the gamut from, you know, what is that? Because I've never seen it before, to what kind of fabric do you use? Do you enjoy doing it? All that kind of stuff. So I thought that I would head down to my local needlework shop sometime next week, and that is Thread and I in London, Ontario. I'm quite good friends with the owner, Kathy. Now, it's funny, my sister-in-law's name is Kathy as well, and I just had a new viewer from Mississauga she's not that's only a couple hours away from where I live here in London, and she asked whether Kathy was my sister, Kathy at Thread and I. And no, Kathy at Thread and I is not my sister. Kathy, my sister-in-law, lives a couple hours from here, and they both just have the same name. I am not compensated in any way, shape, or form to promote Kathy's needlework shop here in London. I love her and I love her shop, and it's my favorite place to spend my money. So I thought, and if it's okay with Kathy, the owner of Thread and I, Kathy and her husband Neil, if it's okay with them, I might head down this week and maybe I'll do a little video at their shop and show you the different kinds of canvases that you can buy, and the sort of supplies that you need to do this kind of project. Starting from the simple little wooden frame that you put it on, to the type of canvas, to the different types of threads that we use, because this is different from regular cross stitching. I use it uses lots of different things. For example, a pearl cotton, which is a thicker. This is a DMC product, and you can see that it's a very thick strand. This is a number 5. I think this is number 5. So either number 5 or number 8. Anyways, I'll double check that. And it uses metallics. So this is called a treasure braid, and this is put out by, I want to say Rainbow Gallery, but I don't. Yes, this is a Rainbow Gallery product. This treasure braid. There's 2 different types of metallics in here. There's that one, and there's another one called Snow by Karen. Now I've got this one in one of my floss away bags, but you can see it's it's a slightly thinner metallic, and it's a different color of gray. So this here is the Karen Snow, and this one on the inside is the Rainbow Gallery treasure braid. So just slightly different colors of gray and just a slightly different sheen to the metallic. And quite different from working with the DMC metallic or the really splitty metallic. This is a wonderful metallic to work with. It's nice to stitch with. It's quite flexible. It doesn't split. I like it quite a bit. Also with canvas work, you're working over a larger area, so it's a little simpler. So let me know if you're interested in that. Leave me a comment below, and you know, if there's enough interest, then I'll put the time into doing that. I'll probably break it up into 2 parts. I'll probably do a short episode where I show you all of the supplies and all of the different things that Kathy has, and maybe some of the different designers of these canvas work pieces. From Nancy's Needle is one of my favorite. I love her quilt series. I'm always drawn to these patterns, but there are many more. Laura J. Perrin, I think. I'll have to check that. Is another favorite, and I've stitched a few of her canvas pieces as well. But super enjoyable and super fast, very rewarding. It's not inexpensive to kit up because the threads, they're not cheap, and you know, of course, it's a thicker canvas, so the canvas isn't too bad, but the threads are costly. But if you kit up the whole thing, you get quite a lot of pleasure from it, and this will hang on my wall, and I will love it forever and ever and ever. So there you go. So the first part will be most likely on the materials, and then I might do a second short video on how to do the basic stitch if you're interested. So because I think that'd be fun. There you go. So that's it for whips. It was my Prairie Schooler bird and the canvas work piece. So then I dug out something from the stash pile that is almost done, and it's pathetic that it's not done because it is so close to being finished. But that's the point of this, is to dig out my things, take stock of them, and either finish them or figure out what I'm going to do with them. So this is a super cute, you know, I am normally drawn to large scale geometric designs, projects like, you know, ink circles is a favorite. I love the Death by Cross Stitch. I mean, that kind of massive project. But every once in a while, a little cute design will catch my eye, and I'll just think, oh, I have to stitch that, or I'll think of a purpose for it, like this next design where I saw myself stitching it and making a library bag for one of my kids. So this project I actually pulled from a magazine, and the magazine that I took it from was Just Cross Stitch, and it was February 2014. So this was the issue that the design I'm going to show you was from. And I love this pillow that's on the front. One day I would love to stitch this. I love these turquoise colors. I wouldn't change a thing. I love everything about it. It's perfect. I love it. So strangely enough, I buy all of these magazines and I read them all. But this design was the very first one that I had ever chosen to stitch from a magazine. I have all of the Christmas ornament magazines, just cross stitch Christmas ornaments, and I have yet to stitch a single one, but I love them and I hoard them, I collect them. So this pattern is by Sharon Pope, and it's called Owliver. And you can see, isn't that cute? Oh, he's so cute. I fell in love with his vest, his little argyle vest, and the little heart on his vest, and I just thought, oh my goodness, he's so cute. So when I decided to make this, I did actually want to make a library book tote. So I chose to go with threads. I found threads that were in my stash, and this was a stash buster. So I changed the colors up. I did not follow the colors at all that were charted in the pattern. I picked my own. And there's my Owliver. And as you can see, he's almost done. I have the back stitching to do. I hate back stitching. I loathe back stitching. I don't know why. It's stitching and I love stitching. But what is it about back stitching? I don't know. But this is why it's been sitting in the corner in a timeout, because I just have to get around to the back stitching. But it looks so good when you do it. The design just pops off the fabric, and I know it's going to be super cute. And I also have to finish the rest of the forest here that's behind him. But that's easy. That's super easy. That won't take long. I always say that, and of course it's going to take a long time because it's me. It'll take another year, I'm sure of it. This will probably be done by the time I have grandchildren. Honestly. Anyway, so that's Oliver, and I love him. And I haven't put a single stitch in him in over a year. So it's time to get him done. Time to get it done. Right. Okay. So that is it from the stash pile. And that's all I had to show you today for my stitching. This was a shorty for stitching. I have a little different kind of shop update today. So I'll do that now. You know, I have some bags in the shop. The shop is on Etsy. It's www.evertote.com. That will take you to the shop if you're interested in having a look at what I have. I have a fair number of the 11-inch square Q-snap bags left. I'm thinking of redoing the photographs that I have for those bags because I don't think that they show them off to their, sorry, crinkle. I keep the bags that we have made wrapped up in plastic because I do have dogs, and I don't want the bags that we sell to be dusty or have animal hair on them. So I do keep them wrapped in plastic, and then I make sure that they get an extra little clean off before I send them out in the mail. So the 11-inch Q-snap size, that's this size right here. And it is actually more like a 14-inch square. So there's plenty of room for the Q-snap with a grime guard and extra fabric, all the threads and your pattern. These guys open up quite wide. So there's lots of room. So anyways, there's a fair number of the 11-inch square Q-snaps on there, and I think I'm going to retake the photographs because they don't show very well, and I took the pictures at the cottage and the lighting wasn't great, and I didn't have a good iron, so some of them look a little rumpled, but you know, we did our best. So there's that. I have a shortage of the 8x11 size, like the 8-inch 8x11 size. I have a few in the shop, but not many. So what I'm thinking is I wanted to show you some fabrics that I've brought in over the last month that I am super excited to make bags with because, well, fabric buying is fun. And I buy what I love, and then I make bags with it. And Kathy buys what she loves, and she makes bags with it, and it's so fun. So I wanted to show you the fabrics that I've brought in that we will be making bags with, both in wedge style and also the flat. If you have a preference, either works for stitching. So the first one I have that I am totally in love with, this is kind of a set of colors, and so I will be doing some sort of combination of these fabrics together. I adore this color, and I love these floral prints. So pretty. So that's one. I'll try not to get distracted and staring at the fabric. Oh yeah, this one, this is just a light green that I'll probably put as a lining with that as well. Because, well, I think that goes pretty well. I think that's a really nice combo. So there's that, and I brought in some dogs. These will all have a coordinating print on the bottom, accent color. Some of the wedge bags I might make as a single print, I'm not sure. That's how I like to do it. Only make a few bags of each one because it keeps me on my toes and it makes it fun. This I love. I love this print. There's something special coming with this print soon. Not on this podcast, though. The other podcast, the Fiber Friends. So, stay tuned. The other thing is other fabric. I have some kids' clothes. I love this cat and this sweater. Look at the mittens. So cute. That one. And now I have some trademark fabrics that are just fun. Jetsons. This next one makes me laugh. Finding Dory. Look, there she is. That one, I love this fabric. It's so fun. Can you see it with a hot yellow on the bottom? Yeah, that one's gonna be good. And I have, oh, these are fun. I have the Little Miss and the Mister. Those are fun. Last but not least, I have, now you're gonna find out something about me. I am a huge Star Trek fan. I know, isn't it amazing? Original series, love it. So, I have to make some bags with this. I might make some tote bags, some wedge bags, maybe some stitching bags, I don't know. If you see anything of what I've shown you just now that you love, and you want me to make it for you now, send me a message through my Etsy site. And I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to make any size that you want. We do custom orders. So if you have an 11 by 17 that you would like made into something, we have done that before. I don't tend to make them and stock them because they don't sell very quickly. They're not as popular a size as the smaller ones. But we are happy to make them. We've made them before and they're spectacular. So I think that's it. I think that's all I had for you today. We're almost at 30 minutes. So anyways, thank you for your subscribes and your likes. And I have to give a huge thank you to Stitcherista, who mentioned my podcast last week on her weekly update. And holy Hannah Banana, I had fair number of you come over and check out the show because of her mention, and that was really appreciated. And I'm glad that she liked my show enough to mention it. So thank you very much. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and leaving me really nice comments. I appreciate the nice ones more than you know. There's always a human on the other end of these videos, and we do read what you say. We do take to heart the words that you say to us, and it means more than you know when you're kind and you take the time to say kind things. It is appreciated, and I like you guys too. So thank you. And I think that's it. So you may see me in less than a week if I get a huge outpouring of yes please, can't wait to find out all about canvas work. And I'll see you soon. Happy stitching.